And we are good to go.
Good morning, economic developers. This is Chad, Alex, and Allie with Next Move Group, and welcome to the morning show for economic developers. We're going to get your week off with any news that you might want to know. Could be handy when it comes to the business or when it comes to what's going on out there in the job market. So we'll wait just a minute to let people trickle in. We did our first show on Friday and had a tremendous response to it. I think more so than we imagined. So I think we might be onto something, but we'll give it just a minute to let people trickle in. I have to start with what we talked about on Friday, and that was Kentucky and Gonzaga. Allie, I know you went to the game, and I put it off when it was like 20-2. Gonzaga was winning. How bad was it?
Yeah, I put it off in my mind around that same time. No, it was worse in person than I know the announcers. I've seen some people talking about it post game. It was worse being there. The boos of not only the team but Pope. Like I've been in some hostile sporting environments before, growing up in sports my entire life, and it was stunning. It was stunning.
It was all Kentucky. It was all Kentucky fans on TV. They turn on the team. They boot their own.
Yeah, it was all Kentucky fans in the arena too, and I mean, Big Blue Nation travels well, and that arena was filled of just very angry fans. So rightfully so. I mean, it was embarrassing. It was, like I said, I played basketball my entire life, and I've never witnessed no field goals in 10 minutes plus of basketball play.
Well, that goes with the game last Tuesday where they went a 11-minute stretch or 10.5-minute stretch without field goals in the second half. So for being an offensive guru,
it just the whole body language too, just no effort, just heads down, Owe yawning on his way to the bench. It was something. I've never experienced anything like it. So I didn't go back in the arena for the second half.
I think you're going to see a lot more of that, of teams being good and the next year bad and the next year good. I think South Carolina's basketball team 3 years ago was really good, and then 2 years ago couldn't win a game. I think a lot of it has to do with the NIL money and who's mad at other people on the team for getting more or what. And I think it's going to just
Mississippi State is terrible. Mississippi State's terrible. We lost to San Francisco yesterday in Tupelo. It was one of those home games where we play. He likes to go across the state and play different places, and lost to San Francisco. But yeah, at the Egg Bowl, we were talking about what's wrong, and I heard from an inside scoop that we gave Josh Hubbard too much NIL money that made the rest of the team mad. Now I think he's injured, so we're going nowhere. So I got no room to talk. But it's shocking to see Kentucky that bad. Even with Calipari's bad teams, they played hard. That team didn't play hard Friday night, at least on television. Allie, you may feel different sitting there. Or maybe Gonzaga's that good.
No. It 100% was Kentucky just not playing hard. It was very frustrating to watch. Like I said, I didn't even go back in the arena for the second half of it. I sat out and watched it on televisions in the arena, or outside of the arena. So
miraculously, Mississippi State made a bowl. A bunch of these bowl teams refused to, Notre Dame got mad when they didn't make the playoffs, and they turned the bowl away. And I think so did Iowa State and several others. And so Mississippi State at 5-7, we go into the bowl in Charlotte, the Duke's Mayo Bowl against Wake Forest.
With 5 wins?
Yeah, because all these other teams, Notre Dame said we don't want to go to the bowl. And all these other teams, I think Iowa State, because their coach left, 5 or 6 teams that normally go said no. And so that opened up a bunch of room behind us. There's one bowl that can't find a team to play in it. And so they're trying to figure out what to do. Alex, your football tip, your betting tip Friday won. So you're 1-0 on the show. I don't know if you got
1-0 on the show. We need to get a little graphic to put up and keep up with the win-loss record. Also gave a lean out on Indiana, which won outright against Ohio State, I saw.
That was one of the better football games I've watched.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one too.
Alex, do you have a tip for tonight? Tonight is Chargers, and who are they playing? Chargers and Eagles.
Chargers and Eagles. No, not really. Line's pretty fair. I would probably lean Chargers, but it's not a play at the current number. Maybe there'll be some live opportunities if with Jalen Carter out of the Chargers, if Hampton looks good and they're running the ball well up the middle, lead to some play actions. Might be something you want to live bet or look at the second half. And both teams need the win pretty bad. So speaking of NIL money making teams dysfunctional, the Eagles, they seem to be struggling with camaraderie as well. I mean, they are.
I don't
far too good
understand
to
it.
be that
You know,
bad.
I went to the Super Bowl. I went to the Super Bowl and watched them. It was in New Orleans, and watched them beat the Chiefs. And I don't understand how less than a year later, after that dominating performance, and Jalen Hurts played great in that game. I don't understand how they come apart.
Well, they're still what 9-3 or 8-4. I mean, they're still, 1 or 2 seed in the NFC. So it's as bad as it seems. They're still winning games.
Yeah.
Well, my
Well,
Titans
last
got the
sports
win.
back, well,
My Titans
Yeah.
got their win yesterday.
well, the Saints won, and I want us to lose so we can get the number 1 pick. And
Well,
they went to Tampa and played in a monsoon. Alex, are you in St. Pete? Was the weather that bad yesterday? Monsoon, and the Saints won.
It was off and on raining. It was pretty sporadic. So
Well, that was the Titans go and they're playing in snow and they win. Snow and yeah. So I don't know. I guess we're competing with each other now to who gets the first pick.
Yeah, they're not gonna get it. Because we still get to play somebody bad.
Us, you play me. Oh, Chad's frozen. Give him a second, and then we should.
it's one of the things about doing it live. You never rely on the internet. And Allie, it looks like your internet may be a little.
Of the whole field with 20 seconds left, including a Hail Mary. And Gulfport beat Tupelo on a Hail Mary. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah,
now.
you're back now.
And it says my connection's unstable. Well, let's go ahead and get the show started.
Yep.
And I don't know why my connection's unstable, but we'll go ahead and get the show started. So welcome to this episode of the morning show for economic developers with Next Move Group. This is Chad Chancellor, co-founder of Next Move Group, Alex Metzger, co-founder, and Allie Marie Watson, our executive VP. We're going to do this show 2 to 3 days a week. We plan on doing another one in the morning and keep you up to speed with what's going on in the profession. So I want to start the show, and we'll put this in the show notes below on our recorded YouTube page when we come back through. But IEDC is currently accepting application for their Industry Leaders Award. So every year you might see where they give out various awards for being leaders in the economic development industry. And they now, in their weekly briefing that came out this week, they have opened that to people nominating folks for those Industry Leaders Awards. And so what we will do is put in the show notes below on the YouTube page a link to that. So if you're listening to this and want to nominate someone for some of those awards or learn more about it, there will be a link in the show notes below. Alex, what have you got going on today?
Still looking at some job opportunities. So for many of our clients under our new agent idea, so I'm searching the job markets and the jobs boards, trying to find different opportunities that might suit some of the people that we're representing. So I don't know if you've looked at any of the jobs boards lately or seen some of the stuff that's open, Chad, and what your thoughts are about pay and other things. But
well, I saw that Ron Bunch had left Bowling Green, Kentucky. I know you both are close to Bowling Green. He Joint Chamber and Economic Development Organization, and Ron been there a long time. I don't remember who was in Bowling Green before him. So he's been there 10 or 15 years. I actually saw that he left on November the 1st. Well, sometime in early November, but I just saw it this weekend as I was scrolling through. So that will be a good paying job. Bowling Green's probably, other than Louisville, the biggest chamber in Kentucky, wouldn't you think? Bigger than Lexington? I don't know.
I would say it's probably bigger than Lexington, or at least the same size.
Boy, they have had tremendous success. Every time you turn around, Bowling Green's getting a new industry or a new or an expanding company. And again, you all grew up there. I remember they used to say that Paducah and Bowling Green at one time were the same size. Did y'all know that? And now Bowling Green's just unbelievable.
I do. I think it was a brief moment, but yeah, even driving through, I was on the way back from, I guess, that search that we did for East Central Indiana. Just that's the first time I've gone that direction, and I couldn't believe how much it's built. Like it shocked me just even driving through.
Both sides of the interstate now. It's
Yeah.
And a lot of spillover from Nashville's growth.
Right.
But,
right.
That I-65 corridor, it's booming all the way up to Louisville, really.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ron's track record of success there speaks for itself. So those will be big shoes to fill for someone. And they may have appointed an interim. I don't know. I'm surprised I hadn't heard. I just heard it this week. Alex, I think you're the one who told me. I just heard it this week.
No, I haven't. It's been pretty quiet about. I know he stepped down in early November, but as far as their succession plan or who's interim, nothing like that. They may already know that, but nothing like that has hit the news wire that I've seen.
I saw Amarillo, Texas is now open, and they're going with Chasen, which is an executive search firm. So we were one of the final two firms for that one, and we withdrew from it because they had a portion of their process that was going to be open to public meetings and so forth, and we don't, any of those that come along now, we withdraw from. We've withdrawn from 3 or 4 just in the last few months, haven't we, Allie? Walton County, Florida, Amarillo, it seemed like there was another one. I can't remember. That's a good job. That's going to be a good paying job. It just was not for us. And so one of the things that we're doing now on our executive search side of our business is if an opportunity does not, check all our lists, then we say no, not the other way around anymore. When we first started our business, you take whatever client you can get. But now if there's particularly, our feeling is just like when you hire a football coach, that all has to be done with the highest of confidentiality. Economic development is built on confidentiality. I mean, that's the first thing you learn when you start in the industry. And so some organizations cannot abide by that in personnel for various reasons, and that's the law. I'm not arguing with that, but that doesn't mean that it's for us. But that ought to be a good search. I saw Chasen was doing it, and so that'll be out there. Alex, I saw that Ameren, which is the electric power company in the St. Louis area on the Illinois and Missouri side, they're hiring a director person. So I don't know if Gerald retired, or I don't know who
I think this is the manager position, and I actually was talking to Eric this morning. He also has a BR&E position, so he wants us to help promote that, both of those positions as well. But I think
that management position,
so Ameren is split, between the Missouri and the Illinois side. I do believe both these positions are on the Illinois side.
And is it so they will report to Eric or be similar to him, or?
I think they will be under Eric, yes. So,
okay.
And I don't know how Cheryl fits into that. I've not heard if Cheryl has left, but I'm sure I'll know when Eric and I talk more throughout the day.
Yeah, well, I know Eric's coming to our event in New Orleans, so we'll be able to. Last time I saw him was in New Orleans at a utility EDA event, so it'll be good to see him again. And as Alex mentioned, one of the sub-products we now are offering is we're helping economic developers who are interested in positions pursue those in a confidential manner as their agent. The coaching carousel's going on, and Jimmy Sexton's been in the news probably for bad reasons with all the Lane Kiffin debacle. But one of the things that those agents do is make sure that their clients, remain confidential. And I think Lane Kiffin wanted out what he was doing because that's how he. He told everybody that his wife was touring Baton Rouge. I don't think Jimmy Sexton did that. But one of the things we're doing is helping economic developers pursue jobs in confidential manners. We still do economic development executive searches, so we're very crystal clear with our clients on that side. But if you're an economic developer that wants to pursue a job, you're worried about open records and all, then we probably have something that we need to talk about. I think our phone number is probably up above. So, Allie, what have you got for us today?
So I'll be working on, we're excited to, Alex and I, after the live stream on Friday, had a kickoff call so we can officially announce that we're doing the Talladega EDA, search. So working on getting all that ready to launch and go live on that. The Calvin, who is leaving, has been there 30 years, which I know is...
Did you say 30 or 35? Amazing.
I think it was between 30 and 35, but yeah, that's, as you all know, unheard of this day and age. So...
I don't want to cut you off, but I do want to jump in compared to what I just said. So that's Talladega, Alabama. It is a tremendous opportunity. Mm-hmm. And so we said yes to that one. So I just want to say, if I'm going to tell you the ones we say... If I'm going to tell you the ones we say no to, I'm going to tell you the ones we say yes to. That Talladega job is
pretty good product. A lot of existing industry there, some good benefits. So I think that will be a very good opportunity for somebody in the region.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, so I guess my point to economic developers is if you see us doing a search, you know that it's passed our test. And Talladega's fabulous. So that'll be a good one for somebody. So anyway, go ahead, Allie. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're good.
I thought that needed to be said.
Yeah, so... working on getting all that ready to launch. We're launching a new executive search for Bloomington, Illinois today for a civil engineer position for them. So that will take up some of my time getting all that live today with McKinsey. But kind of in the in the movers and shakers world. So just, I know we went over some people that were getting promoted or moving to new positions. So to hit on some of those, Phil Wagner has been announced as the new president of the Greater Columbus, Indiana Economic, or EDC. Their new president. They've been looking for several months for that. He previously was at Rockwall EDC in Texas. I'm not sure. Do either of you all know him? The name sounded familiar to me just through.
I have bumped into him along the way somewhere.
Yeah, his name rang a bell to me too. And then another new position and promotion: the Economic Development Council of Port St. Lucie in Florida announced that Wes McCurry is their new president and CEO, and they have created a COO position and promoted Rachel Savella to that position. Peter Tesh was there as their CEO and president, but he has stepped into an advisory role for them. So he's still going to be around, but those are kind of two notable ones that popped up on my radar for the last couple days. So.
All right, awesome. Well, folks, let me tell you a little bit about us, and then we will finish our show with going over any new industrial announcements that might have happened in the last day or two. Every time you turn around, there's $1 billion here or there. Also, if you're enjoying this show, please like and subscribe. I think we had 600 views Friday for our very first one ever, so we're pretty excited with how we got off to the start. So feel free to like and subscribe, and you'll be able to see whenever we go live on here. Plus, Allie does a short 1-minute video every day for our new job board customers. So you can also see every new job board that we put out if you subscribe when Allie puts those videos out each morning. So Next Move Group exists to create economic growth for small to mid-sized companies, communities, and nonprofit organizations. Historically, we've done that via site selection for manufacturers, executive searches for economic development organizations and chambers, and various economic development products. Over the last year or two, we've gotten into doing housing demand studies because of multiple reasons. Number one, we surveyed economic developers at our New Orleans event 2 years ago, I guess, and workforce housing was the number one problem they mentioned. So that got our attention. Then one of our existing industry clients had us score housing as part of an industrial site score for a town. And then one of our industrial clients we had done a site selection for it got us to do a housing study for a town they were in that they were the board chairman in. So now we can show you how many houses you need by price point over the next 5 years. It's a pretty simple, cost-effective study, and it lives and breathes. We can update those things every year. We've probably done 50 to 100. I think Allie's got, we're doing Fayetteville, North Carolina. We're finishing up today. Mm-hmm. And so feel free to email us, call us if that interests you at all. Also, check out our Next Move Group Mardi Gras event coming up. At the QR code above, we have an event in New Orleans February 11th and 12th. So far, of all the sessions I put out, we've got one on economic developers' role in crime prevention. And people are asking me about that, saying, Chad, why are you getting into crime prevention? Well, January the 1st of this year, I woke up, and in my small hometown of Mississippi, 900 people, 3 people have been killed at the gas station at 5 o'clock in the morning, allegedly by the star quarterback who won state championship football for us 10 years ago, 20, however long it's been. Allegedly, again, he's innocent until obviously convicted, but been arrested for the murder. At the same time, in New Orleans, 15 or so people got ran over by a terrorist, and it hit me. We're not safe in a small town or a big city, either one. In most communities, the economic developer makes more money than the sheriff, than the chief of police, and all these others. And the communities that I'm seeing attack this crime problem are getting their business community involved. New Orleans has done a great job of that. The terrorists came in from elsewhere. So we put together a panel of people that I consider the top economic developers out there to talk about how to address the crime problem, because that absolutely will cost you new industries if they're looking. So David Rumbarger in Tupelo is going to serve as our MC of that, and then we have multiple others that are going to serve on that panel as well. Mike Neal from Tulsa, Grady Fitzpatrick from New Orleans, I believe Ron Kitchens from St. Louis, and then I've also asked Mike Mullins and Bob Hess to talk about how site selectors view crime and what they may be seeing communities do around the country. So anyway, we always talk workforce and site selection, but that's the session that's important to me. because as economic development professionals, most time we're the highest paid public official in the town. So maybe there's a role for us to play. So let's go ahead and wrap up our show. Allie, were there any new industrial announcements here the last few days?
So yeah, this one's not necessarily in the last few days, but the General Matter project going in the old USEC site in Paducah, Kentucky. Big nuclear, it's going to be an enrichment thing. Y'all can probably speak more to that one. Just the site itself and USEC and kind of what they're doing there. And then thing two was TVA has gotten a contract with DOE to go into one of their Oak Ridge properties as well. So
data centers and AI is needing so much power that I think that's a tremendous. I think that's probably what's driving TVA need more power. And but yeah, that site in Paducah, Kentucky, is a former nuclear enrichment site, and General Matter is putting a deal there, and also a company called Global Laser Enrichment is going to put it. Both of them, I think, are $1 billion plus investments, if I remember. And I think that's all coming from the demand for more power due to data centers and AI. So I think you're going to see most people feel nuclear is one of the ways out of this electric supply problem because there's just so much demand. And most people think nuclear is the way out of that. So I think all those announcements come from that. Well, as we wrap up, what else have y'all got today? I've got to drive to
first
States.
Before we wrap up, what are you wearing, Chad? For those of y'all listening on our podcast,
Oh, this is my
on YouTube.
This is my Christmas shirt. This is my Christmas shirt. I hadn't really been in the spirit yet, so I saw it this morning and figured I'll throw that on to get me in the spirit because it has been awful cold. This reminds me of my nephew who passed away. You know, he passed away of cancer at age 22. One Christmas, I don't know if he got these for us or not, but the whole family, either he or my brother, got these Hawaiian Christmas shirts, and we all wore them. And my nephew, he just had a heck of a time with it. So anyway, it reminded me of him this time of the year. So I'm trying to get myself in the Christmas spirit. I finally made my list. All our family makes an Amazon Christmas list, and typically we do it before Cyber Monday, so everybody can do the sales. And I forgot. And finally, my niece said, "You're going to do it now." So I made me a list Saturday, so I should be able to get me some gifts now.
All right.
there you go.
When I've got to drive to Metter, Georgia today. You stay in Statesboro, which is where Georgia Southern is. And so it's a 6-hour drive. I lose an hour, so I'm going to try to get there by 7. So I'm going to try to get out of here by noon so I can get there in time to do a board training tomorrow. And this board training is kind of tying together all the aspects of economic development into one synergistic way. You know, everybody thinks of industrial recruitment, but how does downtown development fit in? Well, it's the chicken or the egg. Obviously, if you got a nice downtown, you got an easier time winning in the industry. Workforce, housing, retail development, all of that kind of stuff is what we're doing tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. What else is on y'all's agenda?
I will be, like I said, launching and getting ready to launch our executive searches that we have going on this week. Wrapping up the housing study for Fayetteville, North Carolina, and then, just same old, selling some jobs boards, recording videos for our jobs boards customers, and getting all that squared away. So.
All right, and Alex, you got any more betting tips for us tonight, or you gave it out?
No, nothing tonight. I want to make sure I try to only give out winners on the show, not just plays. So if I have anything else, we probably should have started this earlier in the football season. I have had a very good football season. Hopefully I can keep that momentum up through college basketball. But if there's something in the bowl season or in the NFL, I'll be sure to give it out.
Well, you're officially 1-0 on this show. Is there any good basketball games tonight? Usually on Monday night, the big teams don't play.
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of. I haven't looked yet. There'll be a game or two. But there's a lot of good games this weekend and yesterday, and that Indiana-Tennessee game Saturday was good.
Illinois, Tennessee.
Yeah, Illinois, excuse me.
Illinois beat Tennessee, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching. Again, feel free to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the morning.